Alright, we got a lot of these. So I tried a banana pepper salsa, and it is not to our family's taste. It's more of like a sweet and sour salsa, and yeah. You know, you try and you learn. But anyway, so I just reused our salsa jars. These are not canned. They're just going to go in the fridge. And honestly, we've been giving them away because we won't eat them. We won't enjoy them. So anybody that I know that would enjoy them has been getting a jar of salsa. And I still have one more of these probably filled up to here in the fridge that we'll keep for us. I gave away 2 already to a few people that said they would like it, and then we have 3 more. So won't be making that one again, and we're just gonna kind of move on now. The next project is something my son and I are going to be doing together. He's been waiting forever to do this with me. And what are we going to be making today, Ben?
Ketchup.
We're making our own ketchup. So this is the rest of the tomatoes boiled down. These are 2 quart jars. And they were in my Instapot, I want to say for like a day and a half. So I had to restart it for the slow cook. And it's a very good sauce consistency now. So I'm just going to use this that I found online. I'll link it down below. I'm just going to use theirs. I had a recipe that we did years ago, but I can't find it. And a lot of the ones I'm finding have certain spices in it that I don't have. And this one has all the ones that I do have. So we're going to do this one. You ready, Ben?
Yep.
Alright, let's do this, buddy. This says per quart of tomato sauce, add the following. So, we have 2 quarts here, so we're going to double the batch that they gave. 4 teaspoons. Tell me which one's a teaspoon. Yep, 4 of those.
Seems like a lot of salt.
Well, this is onion powder. This onion powder got pretty clumpy, so I'm honestly just gonna throw a handful in there. It can work down. Okay, for the garlic, this says 2 teaspoons, so we're actually gonna do 3 because I don't think that doubled is enough. Sure.
Then you stir it around?
Not yet. Now we need okay, we're gonna need 1 cup of this.
What? That's how much sugar. That's how much sugar you put in there.
Yep. It's not cooking. Ready?
That's wow.
Well, tomatoes have a high acidic.
That's way too much sugar.
Put it in, and then
I just did that.
this says apple cider vinegar, but that's all I have left.
How much do you have?
I need a cup of this, so we're gonna have to use our distilled white vinegar, which is down there. Bring everything to a gentle simmer.
It's just so much sugar. Or is that mustard?
Mustard.
How do you make pepper?
They're little seeds that are grounded up.
How is it supposed to taste?
Good, good. Okay, we're gonna make our own allspice. So we're gonna need 3.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. So and then you're gonna need 1 1/4 of that. 1 1/4, not 1 1/2. So if I need 1/4.
1 1/4.
I need to measure out 1 teaspoon and put it in here. Is that a 1? There you go. Why don't you do it over this so that if anything spills.
How many? Just
1.
this?
Yep. Okay, so I'm just going to mix it all. You want to stir?
But then we wasted all that.
No, we'll save that and I'm going to label it that it's allspice.
Okay, you can use that for other stuff?
Mm-hmm. Allspice is amazing. It's really good in like pumpkin stuff. Hudson's shoes.
Are they coming? Is she on her way?
Well, she isn't, but his dad comes about 2:30, 2:40.
I know where his Spider-Man is.
Okay, can we make sure we have that and Tell me.
So as I was saying, people think the Earth was just stayed in the middle and the sun revolved around it and all the planets and the stars was just the galaxy. So along came Galileo and proved their theory wrong. He invented like microscopes, telescopes, the little math bead multiplication thing.
Our remaining mess from all the stuff we've been doing. So I have one handsome man working on his kitchen chores. And we managed to get most of our school done today. We just haven't done our family subjects yet. But he is all done with his independent work. I feel like it has been successful. I have another batch of applesauce going. And I have some zucchinis over there. We collected more from the neighbors, so this needs to happen today. I have a dear friend that sent me a love box, and so I have some much needed gluten-free flour and some almond butter, which my daughter is very happy about because between the two of us, because she cannot have peanut butter, so that's very helpful. And then up there I'm going to leave this link down below because I adore, stop eating all the ketchup. Is there any left? Oh my goodness. This is what's left of all those apples we dehydrated. So that is definitely not a worthwhile endeavor for all the work that it creates. That doesn't last very long. But this is the chai latte she sends. I really like it because it's a dairy-free option and it's probably the best we have found that tastes really good. And so this is such a wonderful winter treat. So anyway, hide it from my daughters because they like it too. So while he continues to work in here, my son and I are going to get some fall planting going. And my daughter is playing with her friend. And John Boy put himself to bed. You got the spinach going. And we couldn't find the carrot. Nope. Oh my gosh. Let me text you that. I haven't really gotten to film much today. It's been a really busy day here. That's actually good, right? We want busy days, and because I was really focusing on making sure that I was working diligently with my children, and we were getting school done, and other things were getting done. You know, there's really not a whole lot you can set the camera up and do. You would just see a lot of people moving around and not necessarily any sound footage. The fruit flies are going crazy right now. And I have tried that vinegar and soap solution, and that is not working well. My makeshift camera stand. This is how life works. I'm making some fried green tomatoes.
Cream?
Fried green tomatoes.
For what?
For dinner, for treat, for who knows?
For what?
To eat. Want to get a plate out?
Are they good?
I'm gonna find out. I've never had one. Would you believe it? So you want to get me the green tomatoes? But we've got some fried chicken tonight, and I figured we would need some fried tomatoes to go with that chicken. And where?
In the butterfly thing. I don't think it will.
They have a butterfly?
No, if they have a caterpillar. I don't think it will turn into a butterfly though.
You never know. Okay, let's have a chit chat here, ladies. Most of what I have here is free food. And I'll be honest, I've been vocally kind of complaining about this free food. I'm like, does anybody not do anything with tomatoes? And yes, we can toss them. But again, I'm from the desert. And you just don't throw out hard work like this. You baby it. And I keep thinking of that we throw away about 40% of our food, and up here it's just grown, and it really is, it's tossed, because there is only so much people can do with it. And so again, it's green and very rotting on the bottom. I wasn't very grateful that there was opportunities here to glean, and I'm thinking a lot of Ruth and Naomi, and she took care of her mother-in-law. She went and got the cast-offs of the field so that they could eat. And here I am, opportunities given, and I'm like, oh, not one more. There are people in our town just trying to make two pennies rub together, is how my mother-in-law calls it. Like 2 quarters rub together. And I'm over here being blessed by what God has given us and complaining about it. We often think of blessings in a way that looks like it doesn't mean extra work for us. So, oh my goodness, we've been so blessed by monetary. We have been so blessed by something that'll make our life easier. We've been so blessed. And we have been blessed. Our family has been blessed by these provisions. But I didn't look at it as a blessing because I was associating it with more work. But how often is our blessings
Hey, Mama,
with more work?
go find some?
Okay, so I'm part of a program where I get to review certain things, and so I only selected stuff that I thought that we could use to review, and so they're in here, and this is one that I was like, oh, I would actually use this for my son. This is actually a binder for Pokemon, and I have a son whose birthday is coming up, so I like the size, and that's the thing. They always have. They have a three ring binder with those. What do they call them? Like little baseball card packs in there. And then I saw this. This has a handle, but this is why I wanted this. It zips, so they're constantly falling out. And when I try to do reviews like this, I really want to make sure that I'm choosing things that I would purchase. And I know that my boys have been purchasing these. Looks like they came with some extra because these were just laying in there. Not in the things. So, let's see. Just wanted to kind of get an idea. I honestly, I'm surprised at how well this quality is. I really thought it was going to be a little bit cheaper, and it's not. The only thing I don't like is that. So this must be one of those you pull apart and you snap together, but I get pinched by that. Okay. We have a little, if I'm going to be nitpicky, we've got a little bit going on here that I can see that kind of coming out. Okay, so this is the one that I was really excited to see. To be honest, my size is not offered for review. And I was looking at it and I'm like, these look like they're well made. I'm tired of buying boots, rainwater boots from Walmart. They do not last. And we've been getting them secondhand, but the problem is that they're pretty worn when they're secondhand. And most of the time they're Walmart brand, and they're just not holding up. And so I feel like we're just spending a lot of money for inferior quality. So I saw these, and they had them in my daughter's size, who is holding the camera right now. And what I liked about what I saw was the thickness of the soles. So these are rain boots, but I'm pretty sure you could use these for snow because of the traction. Because of one snow boots that we've gotten that have held up, we didn't get them from Walmart. We actually got them back in California before we left, and they have held up 2 snow winters, whereas everything else that we've had so far has not held up for 1. These are steel shank, and the brand is Real Tree Edge. And so
I was like, that looks like the real thing.
Tideweed? Maybe that's the brand. I'm not really sure. Steel shank, which I think means that there's steel in here. So these are best fit with medium to heavy socks. And then these are a size 8. Now, my daughter's a 7.5. So I went up a size because they're these kind of boots. And so, like in wintertime, when you wear the thicker socks or you kind of double up your socks, I wanted to make sure that there was going to be enough room for that. First impressions are, I'm thrilled. I want to check the soles, because these are the things that also pop out a lot. And So the bottom under this still feels like it's pretty solid in there. So I wonder if these are like extra. I'm not sure. I would have to like research why there's an extra sole in here. That's it. Okay, how do they feel?
They feel like they're nice. They are maybe a teensy bit tight.
Okay,
They have wide feet, and so it's kind of squeezing right there.
And you normally wear 7, 7.5?
Yeah.
Okay, so these definitely run a little bit smaller.
It's just I have really wide feet anyway, so.
Welcome to the club, girlfriend.
But they do feel nice.
But your brother's boots aren't a problem, and they were size 8s.
Yeah, it sometimes brands make them different.
Yeah, so this brand fits a little snug.
Not lengthwise, but
Width-wise.
yeah, I can't say that word. Width sounds
Okay.
weird. But there is plenty of
There's plenty of room up there, though.
for,
Okay.
like, thick socks, I guess.
Cool.
But I like them.
All right, do the fashion walk.
No.
And then while we were doing this is the other thing that I said I would review because the person holding the camera has been wanting a watch.
She was like, I'm just going to give it to one of your brothers. And I'm like, no, you're not.
Well, see, this person's birthday was coming up, and so I was like, oh, this would make a nice birthday gift, because this is what I do. I'm like, if I'm going to review it, then I'm going to save it for birthday stuff.
Who, Stevens?
Steven's, yours, whatever. And this is a weird way to package this, just because that's the way I am. I'm a dual purpose. Okay, so the boots fit a little bit smaller. I'm happy with the binder, but if I'm going to nitpick it, the stitching on it, I can see that coming out pretty soon and pretty quickly. And then this was the other thing. This is a Brigada watch. And
oh, it looks so nice.
honest review plan. Okay, so this is something that I need to have. Leave your honest review. 2-year warranty. So this has a 2-year warranty. I wanted to see the band, because the band is what I was concerned of. Oh, it comes with a little cloth to clean it. And this is probably handy to have. It's like your little instruction book. So that's nice. Like, they're trying to create a quality product here.
Now I gotta I know how to.
Usually these pop out. Usually. And it is, okay, so this also has, instead of hours, it has like minutes in it. So we have 5 o'clock on the dot. So, let me see. We are, at what, 5:01 now?
Like 5:02.
Okay, it looked like 5 o'clock. So, if you can see, instead of 12, 1, 2, 3, they're actually by 5. So you have 60, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, blah, 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 blah. So that's how this watch goes. Now, I can't wear, I used to love wearing watches, but I need to get this checked. It used to be this little tiny ganglion cyst, and it's grown, and the doctors are like, oh, just leave it. And I'm like, no, this is getting bigger and more uncomfortable. So I have, I would say, a fairly basic size wrist. I don't think I have a small. I don't think I have a large. And so this barely covers that. And if this is a men's watch, which this is, I'm kind of concerned about their band for a man's size. So let's break it. Okay. That's glass. That's good. So it holds up being dropped. Now let's see what it looks like on my daughter's arm. You gonna put next to your survival bracelet?
Yeah.
Let's see. I would say she has more of a smaller wrist.
I do.
And if you put it there.
I'm trying to get this right there. There.
Okay. And then this gets tucked in there. So even her, even her wrist.
The band is kind of tough
The band
to get
is
inside of it.
okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. All right.
That's nice. And it's blue. They're both blue.
What do you think of this size?
That's nice and big.
All right. So it's pretty late. I don't know what kind of footage today is going to have, but so the see, I got tomatoes in my mind, and I have gloves, and you'll see why for in a minute. The apples are cooking it down. So that's all the apples we were able to get from the church. Kind of an interesting evening. My husband came home not feeling really good. It's just been kind of a full day. We did make those fried green tomatoes. They were delicious. Just note to self, don't eat too much. And my beautiful daughter here was very helpful in cutting up all the green tomatoes. So we're going to make a salsa verde. And I'm actually going to make this for the neighbor because I do not like a hot salsa. None of us do. So we're going to make this. So I've got this recipe pulled up. This is from the Ball canning book. And that's why I have this on, because I'm going to be cutting up jalapenos, and these are the only gloves I have. So, and I don't have fresh cilantro, but I do have some dried cilantro, and needs must. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull chicken off the bone. I got some more chicken. This was a honey chicken recipe, and it was really good. But most of us just really didn't feel like eating. We ate the fried green tomatoes. That's what's left after like so many, and that's pretty much what we just wanted. We just kind of want a simpler evening. Had some cheese for protein. Some of us had a little bit of, this is, I don't know what this is. The kids were playing with sugar. This is what's left of the, whatever it's called, and I'm trying to think, what can I do with it? I think I might, because waste not, want not, and all of this is what I need to make tuna cakes, so maybe just make a batch of tuna cakes since I have the stuff here. But after I gotta get the salsa verde going, so that's what I'm gonna do now, and we'll just see how late this evening ends up being. Okay, so you saw me make that salsa
You sure
verde.
did.
And it's late, y'all. It's like 11. They're delirious.
I'm not delirious.
You're delirious. Go to bed. See, I need to work in here, and there are 4 bedrooms right there. So if I'm up, they're up, and I try not to do this. But I had to get that mess taken care of, and we're still working on it. So that's salsa verde. Okay. I don't know how many jalapenos I put in here. A whole lot. I think it called for like 10 peppers, and I did 10 jalapenos and 4 or 5 bell peppers, I think. There's a little bit left. Yeah, this thing is not really hot at all. I'm a wuss when it comes to spicy. I can handle a little, but if my tongue is burning, I'm out. And to give you an idea, there's 10 in this. When all the family was here and we made one batch of salsa, I put 1 jalapeno in, and I had many people test it. Nobody could tell there was a jalapeno, so I was like, okay, I'm going to add another one. Made sure I de-seeded it and all of that. Woo! That second jalapeno sent the flames are burning, and Only a few of us could eat that salsa because it was hot. So I'm not sure what the difference is between 10 jalapenos and 2 in a salsa. It doesn't make any sense, but these are not as hot as I thought they would be, like, at all. So I'm going to actually use them for us. I can put this with some chicken and make some enchiladas with it. That'll be really good. So I'm getting ready to water bath can it. My neighbor, I don't remember if I told you this or if I have any footage to make that day salvageable, but my neighbor heard that we were using a little stock pot, and she's like, I have 2 of these. You're welcome to use this. So I'm using it, and I need to get it back to her because she's trying to can more, and I didn't get it back to her tonight. So I'm like, okay, one more batch. So I have that. I have still a whole bunch of tomatoes, and these my son wants to make another batch of ketchup. He really likes that ketchup, but I don't think these are the right tomatoes. These are really juicy. So I'm going to try to make another pasta, like the garden pasta with it. I think that would be better. And we'll just kind of see from there. Finally, for tonight, here is the applesauce. And I just used this, and this is the consistency that my husband likes. It's not really clumpy or anything, and it is hot. So I'm just going to fill up my jars, and then we're going to water bath these. And I am not going to get to make, I'm going to waste it. And I'm going to hate myself for it. I could put it in the fridge, but I know what's going to happen is it's just going to keep sitting there. Even though I'll be like, okay, tomorrow I'll do it. And tomorrow never comes. And today never dies. It's just my life. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to take care of the chicken. Gather up all the bones. Well, as I'm waiting for things to get done, I thought I would try to finish that thought that I had started earlier about being blessed in work and all of that. There is a movie that I cannot recommend. I lived in the era of the curse-free box. Some of you may know what that is, some may not. I'm sure if you're homeschooled, you understand what that is. But the curse-free box was like this little black box that hooked up to your DVD, VCR player, and it read the subtitles, and it would mute whole sentences, whole conversations anytime there was a bad word in there. Yeah, the movie. It is Return to Me. It's a beautiful movie. It has Minnie Driver in it. And there is her grandpa in there. And he says this line that I have loved forever. And she's like, Grandpa, you want some help? And he's just toddling around. And he's like, no, I'm blessed with work. And, you know, we think about these blessings, and do we really think of being blessed with work? Not really. It's like, oh, one more thing on my plate. And here I am. I have lots of applesauce that I can from free apples. I have a ketchup and a time in the kitchen with my son from people giving us all these tomatoes. I have learned multiple things that I can make with them that I wouldn't have had that experience before. But, you know, when you're in the middle of it and you're thinking of all that you have to do and one more on your plate, being blessed isn't the first thought that comes to mind. So, you know, lessons learned in all of these things. And just a reflection, you know, you think about food differently when you're in there and working your butt off, trying to make it work for you and your family. And when you end up using it, there is a sense of satisfaction isn't the word I'm thinking of, but and purpose isn't the right word, but there's something there that kind of goes into your soul saying, okay, all that work, it was worth it. This blessed my family as somebody had blessed me with that. I'm trying to come up with like the right words to say, because that's what I typically do. I talk to myself until I figure out how I want to say something, then I'll pick up the camera. The kids are like, what are you talking to? I'm like, I'm just figuring things out. But in trying to figure it out, I really wanted to find the definition of blessed, and the first thing that popped up on Google, and to be honest, I'm too tired to go searching deeper, was holy or consecrated. And so, not the right blessed description I was looking for, but at the same time, it also made me reflect on that one verse that, okay, so this isn't the one I was thinking of. I'm pretty sure the one I'm thinking of was in Romans, but 2 Peter 1, 5-8 says, "For this very reason, make every effort to add to your faith goodness, and to goodness knowledge, and to knowledge self-control, and to self-control perseverance, and to perseverance godliness, and to godliness mutual affection," and there's my timer, "and to mutual affection love. For if you possess these qualities in increasing measure, they will keep you from being ineffective and unproductive in your knowledge of Lord Jesus Christ." So in being blessed, I am working towards holiness, and in holiness, I am working on all of those things. So maybe they take a lot more time, and maybe they add to my plate, but I am being worked on. Like, he's not done with me. And my timer is going to ding me again. Are you ever going to get in here, woman? So we're just going to stop it here, and I'll show you what I accomplished tonight. So I had made a little clip that you won't see, basically saying goodnight, like this is going to get done, and then I'm going to go off to bed. Well, I want to show you how a woman's work is never done. So these are all cooling down. This is kind of a disaster. I was complaining. This is why you gotta be careful what you say, folks. I was complaining yesterday at church that I end up with so much tomatoes, and how everybody warned me up here that zucchini shows up on your doorstep. Nobody warned me about tomatoes. So I was complaining about that yesterday. So look what showed up on my doorstep today, not from any of my church family. This is from the neighbor that my son works for. So I need to, these are huge, and I need to kind of shred them up and divide them so that when we make our zucchini, I'm going to actually have a couple. I'm going to have like a bag or two of just sliced and quartered zucchini. And then I'll have one of shredded zucchini that I use for muffins and stuff. And these will probably just get eaten before the week is out, just because we do like sauteed zucchini. I'll cook it with some kielbasa, which is what I took out, and some of those banana peppers so we can use them up. But I'm not going to get to this tonight. I am not going to get to doing all of that. And then at church yesterday, there was all the butternut squash. And so I was like, oh, I'll just put that in the crock pot instead of the chicken. But I ain't gonna, because I'm tired and I'm exhausted. All that stuff that I really should be doing, I'm not going to. I'm going to go to bed because it's midnight. And 6 o'clock just comes too early these days. So with that, my friends, good afternoon, good evening, good night.